Hi everyone. For my second data blitz article, I found a journal titled Response-Contingent Cocaine Increases the Reinforcing Effectiveness of Social Contact. So the question posed in this study was, does the intake of cocaine increase a rat's social contact? And basically the pretrial data and hypotheses were that uh rats who acquire cocaine through self-administration rats will acquire cocaine self-administration more quickly and increase their cocaine intake when in the presence of another rat that also self-administers. Um and the general hypothesis that was being tested is social contact and drug use may reinforce one another. And so how did they do this? So they had a lot of different sessions with rats and who were in a cage. And so basically, in the first 5 sessions, each session lasted 60 minutes. And in the first 5 sessions, they were basically just put in a cage. There's no cocaine introduced yet. Basically, the rats were put in the cage, and if they pressed a lever, they would get 30 seconds of where they could access another rat. They could get access to another rat where they could see and be in the vicinity of a rat who I guess was also using. And then in session 6, they put the rats on a fixed ratio schedule, and the schedule can be seen on the screen. And then sessions 7 through 15, when they press the lever, they would also, along with getting access to their to their social partner, um, they would also be delivered either cocaine or saline. And then in session 16, they were put on the same FR schedule as in session 6. And then sessions 17 through 24, they were switched. So if they started with cocaine, they would get saline. And if they started with saline, they would get cocaine. And then session 25, same thing, same FR schedule. Um, and the results that they found were one thing that was interesting was there's no difference if you started with the cocaine and then went to saline, or if you started with saline and then went to cocaine. And they obviously, as you can see in the charts, all the graphs with the black filled in are the cocaine. So those all tend to be highest. One thing that is interesting is how it drops off towards the end. So um, while it may start above the saline or the social only in terms of reinforcers per session, it actually drops towards the end. And we'll get into why. So the conclusions are that the rats returned back to normal levels when the cocaine was replaced with saline. That was also a very interesting thing, is that they could go up in reinforcers and then back down again once they lose the cocaine. And also one thing that was a design limitation was that they only use a single dose of cocaine. So over time, it just wasn't the rats were wanting more, and they weren't able to get more because they were only given the single dosage. And so that was what they think is a design limitation. In the future, you progressively give them more and more cocaine. And there were definitely Pavlovian effects that were shown through the cocaine, because they went up in the rats started to use the the lever press more when cocaine was given, and it had like Pavlovian effects were shown. And another thing that the researchers wanted to try and do in the future is use mixed sex diets. So all of the participants in this study were male, and so researchers really want to try it with maybe a female as your social partner for the rats, to see if that increases their desire to have social contact or not. So that was the article I read.